Creator Classic Episode 2. Josh BT back here today for our matchup. We've got UCATT, we've got Football Sirens, two of the biggest in the AFL community. Footy Sirens, first time on our channel for you. The Tassie man, are you nervous for today's quiz? Do you know what you're in for?
Well, knowing what topic we're doing, I genuinely have got no knowledge to it, but I need a bit of luck today, so yeah, it should be good though.
UCATT, what about yourself? How are you feeling for the matchup?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. My track record with quizzes on YouTube in the past hasn't been great, so I'm hoping to overturn that.
Well, of course, in this tournament, we are looking to see which footy content creator best knows ball. And of course, aside from being the inaugural winner of the Creator Classic, the winner of the comp will be going home with the trophy that you see behind us right here. This Statchat Creator Classic Cup, which we will be shipping out. Don't you worry about that. You know that the winner of this matchup will be taking on Cardman, who won the first matchup earlier in this week. So the stakes are high, boys. We're going to determine who gets the new ball with a question, of course, with a trivia question. Up the top of today's grid, you can see Paul Roos, the great man, the inaugural All-Australian captain, the person that can get the closest to the amount of career Brownlow votes that Paul Roos has will get the new ball for today's quiz, and UCATT is not happy about it.
That's tough.
I don't even know where to base my guess off.
Yeah.
Like,
Tough.
It's a shot in the dark, I think, UCATT, and you're going to go first, mate. Where do you want?
I'm going to go 43.
43 Brownlow votes for Paul Roos. Footy Sirens, don't just be cheap and box him in. Where do you think you're going with this one?
This is a genuine tough one, but I love you've gone straight out of the gates early here, but have a guess and say 56.
56 Footy Sirens, locking that in. You'll be going first today, my friend. 121 Brownlow votes for the great man.
Yeah, right. Okay.
For a defender. But you will be going first, Football Sirens. I don't think I've even said what the quiz is today, BT.
No.
Today's quiz, as you can see on the screen right now, we're talking about the most All-Australian selections for every AFL club. The player has to have made the team, so none of this 40-man squad. You can't be doing that. You've got to be in the team. The team goes all the way back to 1991, so that's how far back we're going with selections, and only selections for the given club count. Football Sirens, you're going first. First to 10 is going to win it. We're going back and forth, mate. Where do you want to start?
Let's have a shot here with the Swans at 4. I'm going to go Josh Kennedy.
Locking in Josh Kennedy, JPK. That is incorrect. It is not Josh Kennedy. That's okay.
It's not a bad guess, though.
It is not a bad guess. Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
UCATT, where are you looking, mate? You going with your Freo boys straight up or not?
Well, I could, but there's an absolute gimme there. I think the Gold Coast one is Gary Ablett.
Locking in Gary Ablett. It is Gary Ablett. That's a good pick. It is a gimme off the board. 1-0 to UCATT. Now, Sirens, you're a Cats man, and there is 3 Cats on this board, all tied with 6 All-Australian selections for the club.
Exactly right. 91 though. It's so hard to predict like one player like all the way from then, but we'll go with the Geelong one, and we'll go with Matthew Scarlett.
Locking in Matthew Scarlett. BT nodding his head.
He's there.
He is there. He's on the board. It's a good pull. One of 3 players to win 6 All-Australians for the Cats.
I believe the Dockers man is the only player in AFL history to have gone an All-Australian forward, mid, and back. I'm going to go with Pav.
Of course, it's the Pav. Had to lock it in. What an absolute legend. Pav is on the board. BT, you're sitting in the chair, mate. How are you feeling watching on?
It's very hard. Very hard, because I just want to throw some names out there. This is up my alley, this one.
If you're sitting in the comments and you're watching this and you've got some names in your bag, make sure you comment it below.
Right. We're going to go with the Bombers here, and I'm going to go with Job Watson.
Locking in Job Watson. Good player. Fake Brownlow medalist.
Fake Brownlow medalist.
He's not on this list. UCATT, where you looking, mate?
I'm looking at Melbourne. I'm looking at Max Gawn.
Yeah, Big Maxi. 7 All-Australians. UCATT going bang. This is a clinical start to the quiz, mate.
Feeling good.
Sirens, you're not getting much time to think here. UCATT just bouncing it straight back over
And
to
he knows it, and I know he knows it too. He knows his footy knowledge well, UCATT.
I think there's a few ways to go about this.
There is.
You can obviously hedge on the multiple clubs. You can go with the big totals as well because they've got to be an absolute weapon.
Yeah.
There's a few different ways to attack it, but I can guarantee you will know all the names on this list.
All big names.
Right, gonna give a try at West Coast here, and go the other Josh Kennedy.
The other Josh Kennedy is not on this list. He's gone JK twice and he's not there. Absolutely shafted, Sirens.
Not off to a good start.
I'd be lying if I said Josh Kennedy wasn't my next guess. Thank you. I like the Bulldogs here. I like the Bont.
You like the Bont, but he's not on the list.
Ooh,
Has
really?
got 6. Stiff.
Mm.
Sirens just working his magic, thinking his way through the board, which is what you need to do.
I need God on my side here, boys. Let's go with Collingwood, and we're gonna try Dane Swan.
Locking in Dane Swan.
Swanee.
We love Swanee
We
here
love
on the
Swanee.
channel. Unfortunately, he has not won 7 All-Australians. Just a few too many. 7 is a big number.
It's huge.
7 is a huge number.
The one that is absolutely baffling me, and it's probably really obvious, but I don't understand who's won 8 for Adelaide. I'm baffled with that one. I'm going to go for the Lions here. I'm going to go Simon Black.
Simon Black is a fantastic
That was a
player.
good guess.
He's not on the list.
Yeah, right. Okay.
He's a gun.
Oh,
Mad.
Doesn't have 5.
I feel like he's got 4. I'm pretty sure he's got 4.
there are a lot of port names ringing in my head right now, but which one could you go for?
Don't want to give away any hints to UCAT either. That's the thing. You don't want to open the door.
Oh,
That's
you can.
exactly right.
You can if you want. Oh,
We're gonna lock in Robbie Gray for one of them.
Locking in Robbie Gray for one of the port names. Sirens goes bang.
There
Put him on the
is.
board. Robbie
I wouldn't have got that.
with 4 All-Australians. That is a good pull. It's 3-2. UCAT, you look like you had a name earlier.
I did, and then I rethought it, and I thought 6. Like, absolute gun, but 6. The Lions, I'm just thinking about that 3-peat team. It's got to be someone in there, surely.
Good
I
era.
don't- Or has... Lockie Neal hasn't gotten 5.
So
Oh,
I'll just reconfirm the rules of the trivia for you both. They have to have won the All-Australians with the given.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Mm.
Essendon startled me a bit. I'm going to leave Geelong to Sirens. And then the
Nice.
Giants should be the easiest on the board, but they're not. I'm going to go with the Swans here. I'm going to take a punt at Dan Hanbury.
Locking in Dan Hanbury. The eyebrows raised all across the board. It's not Dan Hanbury.
Oh, geez, these are the worst guess so far.
It's not a bad name though, there, Dan Halbury. I actually give you credit for that one.
Big names all over this board, BT.
Some big names.
We're talking Brownlow winners.
Yes.
We're talking Colemans. We're talking multiple flags. We're talking AFL Hall of Fame members.
A lot
Hey.
of names.
Big names on this list.
Gee, hints there.
Just a couple of hints.
Like going with the West Coast players, just going to absolutely insult you guys here.
Go for it.
Go.
We're going to go with Luke Shuey.
Locking in Luke Shuey. As an Eagles fan, I can tell you, never won an All-Australian Luke Shuey. He's not on-
Wow. Wow.
I'm very conflicted about one name, and that name, I'm not guessing him, is Buddy Franklin, because what team do I guess him for? Or has he even won for at one of the clubs? So I'm going to stay away from him. I'm going to go back to the Eagles. Obviously, his peak was incredible. I'm not sure if 6 All-Australians came from it. I'm going to go with Chris Judd.
Locking in Chris Judd. An absolute weapon. But the club split hurt him.
Yeah.
He's not on this
Mhm.
list. He has not won 6 for the Eagles. In fact, he was at the Eagles for 6 years.
Yeah.
8 for the Saints. Wow.
It's decent.
My opinion, the most underrated AFL player of all time. That St Kilda guy there.
Underrated.
Mm.
Zach Dawson.
If you're enjoying this quiz, if you're enjoying the Creator Classic,
Mm-hmm.
make sure you subscribe to the channel, subscribe to UCATT, subscribe to Sirens. Let's try and make this the most liked trivia video
Yes.
on this channel. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Get around it, guys.
Because I mean, I've suited up for the occasion.
I feel underdressed.
I'm in my cheap rip-off Devils gear, so
I'm liking the Tassie merch, mate.
Yeah.
So just to confirm, you're flipping. When Tassie's in, you're flipping.
no official statements yet. Unfortunately, don't know.
Fair
what
enough. Fair enough.
There's one Geelong player I've got in my head, and I reckon I'm going to go with him. I'm going to lock in Steve Johnson.
Locking in Stevie J. It's a decent name, but he has not won 6. But that's what we're talking. We're talking big name players.
names.
We're talking guns. That's exactly where we need to be.
I'm going to go with the Cats as well. I'm going to go with Tom Hawkins.
Going with the Tomahawk, has won a lot of All-Australians, but has not won 6. He is not on this board. How are you feeling watching this, BT? Because I don't know if these boys know, you are in the tournament.
I am.
You are in the second half. Of the game.
Wow.
I read the bracket. I think whoever has to play you's in a world of strife.
It's a lot harder when the lights are on you as well.
Oh, big time. Which club we looking at here, Sirens?
Still looking at the Hawks. There's just so many of like those players from 3P 08 and all that. We're going to have a guess at Jordan Lewis.
Locking in Jordan Lewis. A good name, but just did not get the recognition from the punters. He's not on this list.
I'm also going to go in the Hawthorn direction with Luke Hodge.
Going with Hodgie. Hodgie, not on this list.
Jeez.
Such a big name.
Got to be going to big names, and these are the areas you need to be.
We're not naming bad players, are we?
No, not at all.
You need to be thinking about the best player to play for a long time for a given club. That's pretty much where you need to be.
All right. For Essendon, I'm going to lock in James Hurd.
Locking in James Hurd. Sirens levels it up. It's 3-3. He goes bang. Making a battle out of it. I like this. UCATT, you came storming out the gates and you've just come to a halt, mate. Have you got a name in you?
I'm choking a 3-1 lead. I'm getting Warriors PTSD here. I'm looking at the Roos. I'm looking at Boomer.
Locking in Boomer Harvey. Fair bit of longevity, but he's been pipped by a man that's better. Boomer is not on this list.
Ooh. I'm only looking at North Melbourne. There's a lot of players that can go into that category, I feel.
7's a lot.
Yeah.
7 is a lot. I reckon we're going to follow behind there with the North Melbourne guess. I'm going to lock in Ben Cunnington.
Locking in Ben Cunnington. Not the areas I thought you were going, mate. He is not on this list. I don't think he's won an All-Australian.
He probably hasn't.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I really just want this Crows one off the board. I'm just going to go with Tex.
Locking in Tex. It is not Tex.
Yeah, okay.
Tex won his first All-Australian.
Oh, he did, yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, just recently.
All right, we're going to lock in a Jet OS one. We're going to give it a bit of a shot in the dark.
Like this.
I'm going to go Stephen Cornelio.
Locking in Cogs. It's not a bad pull, but Cogs has never won an All-Australian.
No, surprisingly.
Has he not?
No.
That's where I was
He
thinking.
was-
St Kilda, for some reason, I've got a player in my head, but has he won 8? Is it Robert Harvey?
Locking in Robert Harvey, one of the most
Yes.
underrated
Yeah.
footballers. The 2-time Brownlow medalist. He's on the
There we go.
list. It's a good pull from UCATT. He takes the lead 4-3. Putting the blowtorch back on Sirens.
We're going to go with Adelaide here. We're going to go Andrew McLeod.
Not a bad
Locking
guess.
in Andrew McLeod. It's not Andrew McLeod, but that is a very good
That
guess.
is a very good guess.
I would say, I don't have the stats with me right now. I'd say he's probably second.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd say
Yeah.
he's second.
Yeah.
But that is a good shout. UCATT, back over to you. Can you extend it to a 2-point lead?
The Giants is Toby Green, isn't it?
It's Uncle Toby.
It's
Yeah, okay.
Uncle Toby, he gets it done. Loves that forward pocket spot.
All-Australian captain as well.
Absolutely. Which, if you're new to the channel and you're just tuning in for the Creator Classic, we do have a video.
Yes.
Every All-Australian captain ever. We'll put it up the top.
Ooh, name's now ringing in my head for the Swannies.
Here we go.
But would this guy actually be eligible for it? I'm going to go with Barry Hall.
Big Bad
Yes.
Barry Hall is a good name, but he's not getting on this list for the Swans. He's not on the list.
I'm also going to go in the Sydney direction. I'm going to go with Goodsy.
Locking in Goodsy, and this is a good pull. UCATT is starting to pull away here. Goodsy's on the list. 4-time All-Australian. It is 6-3. The gap opening up here over Sirens. But can you pull one back, mate?
I actually don't know if this guy's won 5 or one less or more, but I reckon it's worth a guess anyway. For Brisbane, I'm going to go with Michael Voss.
Locking in Michael Voss. The guess earlier, Simon Black, was a good guess.
Yeah.
Michael Voss, an even better guess. He is on the board.
Good pull.
There you go, Sirens.
Needed that one.
6-4, making a contest now. We're on a bit of a run here. UCATT, can you keep it moving?
I hope I can, but I won't promise anything. Richmond's Dusty.
Going with Dusty. It is incorrect.
It's crazy.
Dusty's not a
It's
5-timer.
crazy.
I think he's won 4.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
gee.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Not quite good enough.
Only 4. I would have thought he won much more than that, but no, still a great play for that.
Thoughts from you, BT? This has been an entertaining matchup.
It has been back and forth, really. One's taking the lead. Sirens comes back. This is a big guess here, I reckon.
Right. We're going to go with a Western Bulldogs guess here. Bob Murphy.
Locking in Bob Murphy is a former All-Australian captain, but has not won 6 All-Australians. Bobby not on the list.
Bobby's not there.
UCATT deep in thought. He's up.
I am deep in thought. I'm absolutely mind-boggled here. Hawthorn, there were just so many good players in that 3-peat team. And I'm going to assume both of them are from that team, but I could be very wrong as well. I'm thinking Sam Mitchell, but did that West Coast cutoff get him? Was he even at Hawthorn for long enough? I think he might have been. I'm going to go Sam Mitchell.
Locking in Sam Mitchell. The cutoff didn't matter, but he's not on this list. Just did not win.
Pretty sure he only had 1 year at West Coast too. Or more than 2.
Just the one.
When did he go? 2017. It was at Sugi.
Yeah, right. With Hawthorn, we're going to lock in one of the Hawthorn ones and try and get Cyril Rioli.
Locking in Sil Rioli. It's a good shout, but he's not there.
See, I have one name for these Hawks. I can't think of another.
What spots are you looking at the board right now and you're going, I think I've got that. I think I've got that. I think I've got that.
For me personally,
Yeah.
not to toot my horn too much, I can get every name on here except for the Carlton and one of the Hawks.
Gee whiz.
Well, I'm just not going to bother with those two then. That Sydney one's really... I'm going to go Jude Bolton.
Locking
What
in
a name.
Jude Bolton for the Swans. It is a good name.
Has he even won one?
I think he might have won one, maybe, but he's
yeah.
not won him 4 times. He's not on this list. Sirens, where are you at, mate?
Back in the Eagles for the moment. We're going to lock in Ben Cousins.
Locking in Benny
Yeah.
Cousins, bad boy Benny. He's on this board. Sirens striking back. There we go. 6-5.
This is tight.
Long time Eagles man getting it done over the Freo fan as well, and he's not happy with it, UCATT.
No, the worst bit is I was holding on to that name for so long, but I just wasn't sure.
Oh, you can't hold on to names here, boys. You've just
I know,
you've
yeah.
got to go.
Just have a shot. Just have a shot.
Port Adelaide. For some reason, just nothing's coming up from 04. And I feel like it would be from around then, but maybe not. North is still just 7's crazy. And it's probably an absolute gun. But oh my God. It's Wayne Carey.
Oh, I love just seeing the light pop off, and it is the duck. There he is, the 7-time All-Australian.
Collingwood's got one screaming at me at the moment. I feel like this one could be one of the more older ones, but would 7 be enough for him in this time period? We're going to go with Anthony Rocker.
Locking in
Rocker.
Anthony Rocker. I love that man.
Yeah, you do.
It's a good name. He's not on this list. It's a good shout.
For the Pies, surely Nathan Buckley.
UCATT is picking up a head of steam right here. Nathan Buckley is
Yeah, there we
on
go.
this list, a 7-time All-Australian.
I think I realised that soon after I got that wrong. I'm like, oh, wait, there's but did he win 7? But he has, so no, fair play to him. Richmond for me is another one, but which one would you go there?
I still can't believe he stayed away from the Cats.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now. Just need to think of one.
So you can hedge your bets there.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with the Geelong one then. I'm going to Joel Selwood.
How good's this? The man just keeps coming back. He goes bang. Held on this list. I'll tell you what, this is a trivial battle right here. This is a good matchup.
For Sydney, I'm going to go Michael O'Loughlin.
Locking in Mickey O. Sirens had a reaction to that. He was happy with it, but he will be happy with it. He's not on the list. He's not Michael O'Loughlin.
I was just shocked. That's a crazy guess. I reckon that would have been fair play if you got that one.
It's a good name. I like Mickey O.
Yeah.
8-6. Sirens has picked up a couple of names in the last few rounds.
Hawthorn is annoying me so much right now, but
Oh, yeah. It's getting under my skin.
And because they're just sitting right in the middle of the board too.
there's just
It's
too
two of
many
them.
players.
The real one right there.
I reckon I'm going to have a shotty with the Hawks. Brian Lake.
Going with Brian Lake. It's an interesting guess because he played with the Dogs as well as the Hawks. So that limits his ability to get those All-Australian for the Hawks. It is not Brian Lake.
That's a gig giving PTSD. 2013 granny.
Oh,
Jeez.
just mind games here from Sirens as well. Like it.
Is Richmond Matthew Richardson?
That is a good
That's
guess.
a good shout.
It is not Richo, but that is a good guess.
To be fair, now that I've got Richo out of the way there, I reckon I too am going to lock in a Richmond guess. I'm going to go with Jack Rewalt.
Jack Rewald is a very good guess as well, but he's not on the list. It's not Jack Rewald.
They're both stumped.
Oh,
It's got to be a backman because that back six of that dynasty was silly. But I don't think Alex Rance won 5. Pretty confident Basher didn't win 5. I shouldn't be throwing these names out there, but I'm pretty confident they didn't win 5.
just dropping dimes.
I don't know how good a guess this is. I'm going to go Eagles, Jeremy McGovern.
There's a light bulb that's gone off there. Jeremy McGovern in 2024 won his 5th All-Australian, so he's not on this list.
You are joking.
That's
Oh.
fair play, fair play. All right, we're just going to have a shorty with Carlton. I'm going to go with Mark Murphy.
Going with Mark Murphy for the Blues. Just hasn't got those All-Australians on the board. It's not Mark Murphy.
Again, a player where team split's probably going to cost him, and both of his teams are on the board. I'm going to go Hawthorn. I'm going to go Sean Burgoyne.
Going with Sean Burgoyne is not on the list.
How many Hawthorn players is that now? Like 9?
I don't know. We're throwing out some good names.
It just annoys me so much that there's still 2 left.
We've turned the difficulty up here.
Yeah.
The Creator Classic is bringing out the best in these AFL YouTubers. So if you're enjoying it, make sure you subscribe to all of the channels of the participants.
All right, we'll go with Port Adelaide here. I'm going to go with Travis Boak.
Travis Boak is a good name.
Mm-hmm.
He's only won 3. He's only won 3, so it is not T-Boak, but it's a good pull.
Oh, so close again.
Is Essendon Matthew Lloyd?
Locking in Lordo. UCATT is on match point. It is 9-6. Lordo is the name that we needed to finish off the Dons.
And the pressure is back on.
Pressure
Say
straight back
that.
over to you. No time to think either.
Have you got another name, UCATT?
I do, I think.
Oh boy. Which club are you looking at here, Sirens?
Back in the Hawks again. Need
He's
to
combat
get one
well.
of these.
When you reveal these at the end, we're going to be pinching ourselves
Oh yeah.
Yes,
over
for
those.
sure.
Yeah.
All right. We're locking a Hawthorn guess here. We go Lance Franklin.
Look, you can't put the man down. He just keeps coming back at it. Lance Franklin is on the board for the Hawks. How good is this? Buddy Franklin, 4 All-Australians for the Hawks. 9-7 is the score right now. UCATT, this is match point. This is to advance to the semi-finals of the
Here we
Creator
go.
Classic and take on Cardman in a week's time.
Well, that was my name, but it was for Sydney. So I could still go with it. Has he won 8 All-Australians, though?
That is the question.
I reckon he has. I'm going to go Buddy for Sydney.
Locking in Buddy for Sydney. Shake the man's hand. That is the quiz. Done and dusted. Buddy Franklin for the Swans. You said him early in the quiz.
Yeah, never went there.
Did I?
Yeah,
You did,
Yeah.
and that's how I got that answer as well. Because if you got the next one wrong, I was going to say Buddy for Sydney as well.
Wow.
Jeez.
On the
Drought.
list twice, Buddy Franklin getting it done. Boys, that is an absolute cracker of
Wow.
a quiz. Let's look at the rest of the names on the list. The 8-time All-Australian for the Crows, Mark Rasciuto, is
Really?
needed.
8.
Oh,
Yeah,
8,
wouldn't have got that one.
huge. For the Blues, you didn't know this one.
I think Stephen Silvani.
It is Stephen Silvani, a 5-time
Gee whiz.
Australian for the Blues, getting it done. Any names for the Cats? Any names for the Cat Sirens? Well, you're done.
Nothing.
I think I'm done. I'm pretty sure I'm done here, but I'm going to absolutely kick myself when I find out who this is.
Corey Enright is the
What, 6? I did not know he won 6.
that's what I was thinking.
Australians in the halfback line.
Jeez. I didn't think he'd won 6.
No, he was terrific. Shane Crawford, the name we needed for the Hawks.
Whoa,
So he kind of bridged that.
That's
gap
insane.
between the
that
nine.
is insane. That's incredible.
That's a tough get. Warren Shredray, you were talking about 2004. That was the name that you needed. A couple of very good guesses
Yeah,
for
it
Richmond.
was. Yeah.
UCAT actually mentioned this bloke as well. Alex Rance, a
He
5-time.
won 5.
And we did talk about the backs as well. For the Eagles, the new Sydney coach, Dean Cox, is a 6-time.
Hey.
Of course, yeah.
And last name on the list,
Mhm.
I reckon this guy's underrated as well.
Very underrated.
Fox Footy's own Brad Johnson is a 6-time All-Australian. He is the last name on the list. Boys, thanks for being part of what I think is one of the best trivia battles that we have had on this channel. UCAT, you're moving on to take on Cardman in a week's time. Sirens, thanks for jumping on the channel, mate.
Oh, no, absolute pleasure to be on. No, credit to UK. Absolute great names you had there, but just got outplayed.
Thanks for coming on. Make sure you subscribe to Sirens. Make sure you subscribe to UCAT. Make sure you subscribe to us and click that notification bell if you want to get all the updates for the Creator Classic. We will see you for quarterfinal number 3 next week. Catch you then.